Today's matchup. Maru. Classic. GuMiho. Zoun. Round of 20. Group C. (2022) Hot 6 GSL Season 3.
Hey everybody, we're back. It's time to eliminate one of these players. PvP up next. And honestly, I'm hoping we have a good game between these two. I don't know, Classic and Zoun both looked a little shaky in the games they played. Obviously, PvP is a different matchup, but I don't know. I hope this is an exciting one.
I hope so too. And it's tough to read where both of these guys stand right now in terms of their form, given how weird both PBTs were to start things off today. I mean, all 4 games, Protoss went for Phoenix, because in all 4 games, they died in one push, effectively. And kind of a not very flattering way. It was quite brutal, honestly, for a Protoss fan watching tonight.
Some humiliating losses for them, for sure. But PvP, it's a fun matchup.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to, be curious how they're going to play it. There's a lot of ways to approach PvP, which is, I think, what makes it so fun. Especially when you have 2 very good players. It's like, what strats do they choose and in what order? And we've got a bunch of new maps for this season, so we couldn't ask for a better set of parameters to get into this mirror matchup for these two. We're going to go to Data C to start this off. Cosmic Sapphire for map 2. Hopefully, we do get a map 3 on Tropical Sapphire. Sacrifice, excuse me, I can't read. Guys, Classic vs. Zoun, game 1 starts now. This is the elimination match.
Prep Esports. Classic. Alpha X. Zoun.
Okay.
Yeah, we have gates at the entrances on both sides. Classic did send his probe a little bit quicker, but it's not that much quicker than when Zoun sent his. And a lot of times this seems to be basically a setup to just confirm what's going on. You come in and you go, all right. So you can body block the...
This is so funny.
Yeah, the gas.
Zoun was afraid that Classic might do something really cheeky and go for a gas steal there, but not going to happen. We'll see if Classic decides to opt for a 1-gate FE, and yeah, it's going to be a 1-gate FE against a 2-gate of Zoun. And this is something that we're seeing a little bit more in PvP these days, especially on these maps with the high ground natural expansions.
Yeah.
This is something that back when I played StarCraft 2 regularly and competitively, it was not really a viable strategy, expanding quickly in PvP.
Yeah, there was a lot more 1 bases back in the day.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun with this, though. See exactly how Classic is going to leverage this, and Zoun probably is going to build a handful of gateway units and go for that expansion. Again, of course, building a wall, as we've seen earlier today with that Proxy 2-gate against, or Proxy 1-gate, excuse me, against GuMiho, it can come back to bite you.
Yeah, I mean, you're not blocking it. The thing is, there's no building that doesn't have value in the game, right? So you could be essentially hit where it might hurt the most if that you can make that the target. So we're going to see. But clearly, Zoun going to be on the offense here with the double gate. I have seen some plays where they'll proxy a robo.
That's what I was looking for.
And that seems to be like the battering ram to get inside the base, so to speak, where you take out the cybernetics core or pylon, and then it's a problem. But I don't see that tech yet. Over here for Classic, though, I do see a Stargate, and I see one being made here for Zoun as well.
Yeah, both players going for a Stargate now. Zoun getting a proxy pylon in the middle of the map as well. And onus is going to be on Classic to try and defend this. There's a shield battery up already. Oh man, that cybernetics core skin looks like it's spinning so fast. Did you see that? I'm getting dizzy.
So here it is. What?
Yeah, third gateway, man. He's
Third
gonna try and
gateway.
bust him.
Huh, okay.
So we'll see exactly what the Stargate units are going to be. Okay,
Do you know
it's
what I
gonna
actually
be...
thought it was? I decided it was a Robo before we
Really?
looked. I was like, Stargate Robo? I'm like, can you do that? That doesn't make any sense.
You were like back
And
in
it's like,
2010.
oh, it's a gate. Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense. Sorry.
It's like back in 2010, everyone's going like
decided
Immortal
that.
Void Ray.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this, though, for Zoun. I mean, this Siren X core, it might have to get remade. We'll see if Classic's able to defend it.
He's not going to get the deny on Warp Gate.
No.
But the problem is like, if you lose that, you can only make Zealots, and Zealots just don't help in this situation like this.
Oh. So it's going to be an Oracle into a Void Ray here for Classic. Now
He
Zoun,
spots it.
Yeah, he spots the third gateway for Zoun.
And a Void Ray's charted. It's going to be Chrono boosted out at the entrance.
Zoun going for Oracles of his own. Now, we haven't gotten a shot of Classic's main base, but you have to think that he has a battery in there. Yep, there it is. It's like they can hear me, man.
Yeah, yeah. He is going to send the Oracle in. What's actually in the main right now for Zoun? I don't know how safe he is.
I think he had 2 Stalkers, and he actually just deflected that Oracle. It's at like half HP. So Zoun right now, safe back at home. The question is whether he's going to be able to find damage, and it's this warp-in of 3 Stalkers. It's probably going to be the match that's lit to kind of poke up this ramp, but you see the Void Ray here.
Yeah, the Void Ray, first of all, kills that one Stalker immediately. Dude, I don't know if Zoun can actually play in this game for much longer because he's not going to have another base. After a couple more Void Rays, you really do just kill all of the
Let's
Stalkers.
see, though. He's getting a good number of workers, but even after getting 9 down, he's still behind 5 workers. 20 to 24 now, Classic versus Zoun on worker counts, and for the second Void Ray out, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking that he might be able to break it with a fast third gateway, but this is looking really scary. I think Classic's defense might be enough, and Zoun just continuously falling behind the workers now. I'm not sure he's going to be able to break him.
I think that this is almost over, man. You know, in fact, you know, Classic's so confident he's not even making more Void Rays. Oh my God, he didn't even get the kill yet.
He's going to get one of them, though. That's 1 Void Ray down.
Okay, well, maybe this is going to be bad. Let's see.
It's really tough because these are the kind of things that the Stalker Ball can snowball very, very quickly. And once you get in high enough counts, like we're at 13 Stalkers now for Zoun, suddenly the shield battery doesn't really matter much anymore when you can one-shot Stalkers or 2-shot Void Rays. But we'll see right now. I mean, the army supply is still very even. Classic does have the defensive advantage, and even all these workers going down for Classic, he still has the lead. So not over by any means as more Stalkers continue to get shaved off. Zoun.
Good stasis ward. Another Void Ray is coming up. Again, it's an all-in, man. I mean, there's no lights are blinking over back in the base of Zoun here. There's no upgrades coming. There's no probes being made. This is all a matter of can the 1-baser overpower the 2-baser. Oh, my
just
gosh.
Barely gets that.
Oh, dude, he might have enough to break him.
He might.
This is kind of crazy. He's going to get the other. Oh, sorry, the first gateway here, not the other.
Yeah,
that was a core that was killed earlier. 2
Void Rays out for Classic, but again, we're at the point where these Stalkers can 2-shot these units. 19 Stalkers out now for Zoun.
Man. He needs to get this Robo finished. He should never have stopped making Void Rays. He started to rest on his laurels. He's going to have to try to stop this now. He's getting close. He's coming up here. We do have this one Oracle, but you know there's a battery there. He's going to have to find the right spot to hit. Another Void Ray pops out. Good stasis ward.
Yeah.
Anything you can do to kind of stifle production here.
All right, here we go. Stalker's poking up for Zoun. He whittles away at Classic Stalker count quite a bit. Actually coming in again. He's at the point where he can start one-shotting some of these Stalkers, or at least he was for a moment, but now suddenly losing all of those Stalkers in the front. A lot of the firepower, God, we can't.
Restaurant laurels.
Firepower.
So, yeah, I mean, I think he holds now, right?
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, it's so awkward. I think once the Immortal is out, Classic is going to be fine. But yeah, it's been this really awkward stage for the past couple of minutes where Zoun is reaching kind of, he's like almost getting to critical mass with his Stalkers where he can break this. And on the flip side, Classic kind of just has enough to defend. But now that the Stalker counts have almost equalized and Classic has an Immortal out, I think that finally his defense is solidified, and that's going to be it.
Classic wins. The honorable player wins.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to play proper RTS and expand.
Yeah. But man, Zoun kind of gave him a run for his money there for a minute.
Yeah.
It was a little bit scary once the stalker count was reaching, you know, the low teens when he was able to start one-shotting or two-shotting these stalkers in Void Race for Classic, but Classic just really tenacious with his defense, relying on those batteries, trading out units bit by bit, just not letting Zoun get critical mass, and once that Immortal is out, that's it.
Yeah, that's it, man. Now we're going to go into game 2. So Zoun needs to step it up. Cosmic Sapphire is where the fight is going to take place. Classic gets that 1-0 lead. Zoun with the all-in. Are we going to see a little bit more conservative play, a little bit more develop-focused, or what, man? I mean, there's so many different ways to play this matchup out. Our map has already loaded up. Guys, this is game 2. Remember, the loser of this series is out of the GSL Code S Season 3.
Prep Esports Classic. Alpha X Zoun.
So they're both scouting with their probes.
Both
Same
gateway
time.
scouts.
Yeah.
No high ground natural expansion, so far less likely to see fast expanse from either of these guys, although it is possible. Anything is possible in PvP.
PvP's got quite a lot of very fun, unique situations you can get into.
It really boils Protoss down to like the dirty race that it is.
Well, you know, it's all about that cybernetics core, and that when that finishes, you could start to tech almost immediately into anything you want. And so, and you know, the techs for Protoss are always so dramatic. But it's also why the race has so many different play styles, you know.
That's why that it's kind of tough for a lot of Protoss players at the top level to really win championships, like premier championships such as the GSL, because it's a faction that relies a lot on deception, because the tech trees swing so wildly in all these different directions. And also,
if you know the tech trees, if you know the tech trees and what they're doing, you can counter it.
Right. It's one of the reasons why I was really excited to see Hero succeed with a largely gateway-based army in the previous season, because if you can kind of pull away some of the power from Protoss being these like wild, different branches of technology, whether it's going to be, you know, like a DT rush or a Blink Stalker all-in, or Oracles coming in very quickly. I mean, there's all these different branches we can go in. But if you focus on gateways, like the bread and butter, just simple units, then suddenly that makes the race as a whole so much more powerful, because not only do you have all of these quirky kind of one-off builds that you could pull out in like a best of 7, for example, but you have that kind of solid play, that solid macro play based on gateway units. It can be really tough for your opponent to prepare for and deal with that in a championship setting like a best of 5 or best of 7 series. But it's also one of the reasons why, going back into this, PvP is so fun, is because it still is really hard to macro with gateway units in this matchup. It is very much about those tech pathways.
Yeah, well, you know, any tech path you take has a weakness, right? It has a strength too, of course. You know, the things you can do with it. But it's interesting to see that poker game play out early on here. Classic, once again, is going to expand, but Zoun's going to do the same thing as well. He's taking an Nexus down here. He is going to get a Stargate here.
Yeah. Sentry expand for Classic and a Twilight. Zoun going for an Oracle into Nexus, so a little bit faster Nexus there for Classic, and even continued pro production a little bit more than Zoun, so slight edge there. And I like this proxy pylon by Classic. I don't know what to make of this just yet.
Yeah, well, let's see if he goes for maybe like DT or something like that. He could also just go for Stalker Blink, you know, and have that be a launching pad to come in.
2 Adepts now coming in for Zoun, and Hallucinated Phoenix is going to get the scout off. That Oracle just now completed. Moving across the center of the map, and Classic, it's going to be a Proxy Dark Shrine in the third base of Zoun.
Very, very cool.
I like this, man.
Well, I mean, look, he's got an Oracle. he is going to get some scouting here. Part of the reason why you go for a Stargate like that is because...
no battery. Huh.
Yeah. Now, if he doesn't see that that's upgrading, don't you know that there's DTs coming?
You would think so, but honestly, it's kind of tough to tell. Like
yeah,
the blinking
true.
rates, especially if you're on stage and like you're competing and you might be a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
It's like, am I in my own head? Like, is it upgrading? Is it not upgrading?
Because
it can be.
Oh
boy.
Oh, no, he's not going to see it. He's
not
going to barely get out. Wow.
I thought he might actually check he might see the probe moving out.
Yeah,
but
see the blip and then go, wait a minute, and then just go down there and see that. So this strategy is going to live on. It could have been killed in its crib had the stalkers found that earlier.
Oh, he scouts the probe now, so maybe in the back of his head he might have this as an idea. Now keep in mind, he doesn't Oracles also for detection, so.
Also, I mean, the attack here from Zoun's about to start.
Yeah. There is a battery, though. I love the hallucinated stalkers here, just making it look like he has a little bit more than he actually does.
It's some big brain stuff.
Yeah, it really is. And the Dark Shrine's done.
Here we go.
Beautiful timing, too. That gateway finishing just in time to boost the DT warp in. Zoun's going to have to recall these
why did he make
Oracles,
one adept
man.
there? That was odd.
Yeah, I'm not
that
sure.
Must have been I remember I was looking at the units that were queuing in. I'm like, is he only making... Oh, hold on a second. He's going to recall this.
Only one Oracle getting recalled right now. It's going to get immediate revelation in the natural expansion. Probes pulled from the main, so nice response here by Zoun so far. Lots of lost mining. Oh, that's why he brought the adept.
Because he knows they're all going to be here, so he can one-shot him. Got it. Okay.
He only gets like 2 probes. Okay, 3. That's good. That's good.
And there's a third base being taken.
Yeah. That's a lot of lost mining time. I mean, this whole time, Zoun has been on effectively 1 base saturation for like the past like 30, 40 seconds. And that's 17 plus probes that aren't on minerals for nearly a minute. That's a lot of money down the drain. So even though not a lot of workers went down there for Zoun, Classic gonna be happy with that, especially coming in here, giving him kind of some breathing room. He can take this 3rd Nexus now. Zoun's on the back foot. He's all the way back at home. And Zoun, if he's going to try and get any pressure off, it's going to be difficult. Classic's Blink is already a 1/3 of the way done. By the time this push hits, he's not going to have a very large window where he'll have an upgrade advantage.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, right now I really like this game and how it's going for Classic here. I think the fact that he's already got Archons in with the mix, that's one of the great things about the DT tech is you have that opportunity to get in there and kill workers, but then you can go right into Archons, which are going to make Zealots not that useful. Especially
the synergy with the shield battery on defense, with like low unit counts like this. Archons can just tank forever, man. Like that does not die with a shield battery of all units.
Yeah, he's not getting in there.
Some meticulous scouting here by Classic, and worth noting that Zoun still unaware of the proxy Dark Shrine and Gateway at the 6 o'clock expansion, so there is potential for future warp-ins here for Classic if he decides to go that way. Like the 2 Adepts coming into the main here for Zoun. Pick off 1 probe.
Yeah, I mean, you take what you can get here.
Yeah, able to get a couple. Anything you can shave off like this, it doesn't take too long for it to pay for itself. Maybe just a couple of minutes and it's worth it. But as far as things go, I'm really liking the position for Classic. Up a couple of workers, has a little bit more of a developed army, I would say. I mean, constantly being able to hallucinate Phoenixes to scout if you need to, or pop Guardian shields, get some force fields is always a utility, but also having Archons already out, having an army that can really just kind of stand with what Zoun has as these guys are equalizing is nice, and getting an Oracle there is good too.
I feel like Classic's just, if this is a race, he's getting a little bit further and further ahead.
Yeah.
With the Warp Prism coming here as well, looks like he's finally going to kill this attack, by the way. It does look like Classic is almost ready for a fight. He also has an Archon. He could have some more, here shortly. He's going to have Charge. I don't know if Charge is done yet for Zoun. I wasn't looking, to be totally honest.
I think it is for Zoun, and
okay.
yeah, Classic is just about to finish his. +1 ground weapon's going to finish it roughly the same time for these guys as well. So pretty much everything's even in terms of armies, except Classic's army just a little bit more nuanced here. I mean, the 3 sentries, the 2 Archons. I don't know what the Archon count is exactly here for Zoun, but certainly...
I don't think he has any, does he?
Oh, wow, he's actually on 3 gas. I didn't even notice that he's on 3 gas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's why. Okay, no, that's funny, because I didn't notice that either, yeah. So he seems to have some other kind of math problem in his head. He's trying to map out of, like, maybe having more Zealots and Stalkers, but I don't feel like this is going to work at all. I feel like Classic's just going to have a more proper army. Classic's continuing to expand ahead of him. And, like, 3 Archons, that kills so many Zealots.
It does. Kills a lot of Zealots. Archons are really critical when you come into these, like, charge Zealot fights. But nice stasis here. Might give Zoun... I was going to say, it might give him an opportunity to fight, but Classic's army still just looks better right now. I mean, this Stalker count is so high.
Look at this arc here, man.
Yeah.
This is so sick. He's going to use his opponent's Nexus as, like, as a defensive position and just topple it.
And Classic's on 4 bases, and that was the 4th base going down for Zoun. So this is looking more and more. Man, these stasises are like the one thing he has going for him, because right now his army is outclassed, supply is outclassed, economy is outclassed. Classic just really taking point right now. He doesn't even care about these units being caught in the stasis. He's able to win these fights.
I feel like Classic is about to flatten Zoun here.
I think you're right. I think we might have a Classic versus GuMiho here in the finals very soon.
I mean, he could actually come up here and then cut this off and then fraction off a part of his army and just send that up here to kill this base.
Yeah, he's playing this really slow, but frankly, if he didn't try to play it slow, I think he would still be fine. He's got a 30, going on 40 army supply lead right now. Just controlling this territory. He's got the eco lead, 191 to 161 supply, as Zoun is trying to scramble and find anything he can to get back in this, but Classic's not giving him an inch.
I don't know what else to say, man. I feel like this is almost over here.
Yeah, I think we're going to have an engagement pretty soon.
Yeah, he could just keep sending more Stalkers and Zealots up here if there becomes an imbalance. He still has all these Archons, and he has charge available here.
35 to 16 Zealots, 4 to 2 Archons.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, Zoun really doesn't have a path to victory here, except maybe the most wild disruptor shot of all time. That's a pretty good one, but
not bad.
He's going to need a lot more than that, man.
Yeah, he needs to save a Nexus in that time, though. Oh my God, he almost got the disruptor.
He blinks in and gets it. There's no force fields.
Yeah,
He's free to do this. Second disruptor pops.
He just, sidesteps that.
Just the economy right now is overpowering here for Classic.
He's going to wait for the next disruptor shot here. Oh my God, these stasis wars are just so funny.
He keeps getting great stasises, and like, even with all these stasis traps, he's not able to make anything happen. Now, this is one opportunity he might have. I feel like if he's going to have to pounce, it has to be right now. This is his one opportunity to have a good fight.
He misclicked on the Warp Prism there.
Yeah. All right, Zoun kind of turning this one around a little bit here. That stasis paying dividends is...
I can't believe... I can't believe this.
Yeah, that's...
Now, so does he actually win the fight? There are disruptor shots coming here, by the way.
Oh, big shot.
Classic, but Zoun, I mean...
That stasis, man!
I can't...
Classic was in complete control. I mean, economically, he's still ahead, but...
It shows you why Classic was being so unbelievably patient, where it's like, come on, man, just finish him off. And then, like, you see that happen, and somehow Zoun just, like, endures all that damage. Again, Classic is still, well, actually, he's not ahead anymore. Army supply is massive.
I'm honestly in disbelief. I feel like that was just a complete blunder. He had such an army advantage, and then he just walks into a stasis trap at the third base and loses his army as a result. Like, that was like 20 supply caught in the stasis, and that whole time he could have killed that Nexus.
It seems like he was watching that entrance more than he was watching the fight at the third base that he needed to win.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard for them to come out.
Suddenly we have a new game.
I can't believe it, dude.
Yeah, I'm kind of in disbelief right now.
That looked like the most unwinnable, not even like, well, not even win or lose, like the game is going to end here because there's no other direction it could possibly take.
That stasis was like the only possible way that Zoun could claw his way back into it, and it worked.
Yeah.
And Classic had the hubris to even stay after getting all that army stasis. I mean, he also could have just sacked that one little segment of his army and gone back home, remax, and then come out and fight, but instead he decided to take the fight with 20+ supply and a stasis trap, and now supply is 162 even. Zoun with a Warpin is going to bring that up to 176 as he has an army supply advantage, and this one might go on a bit longer, man.
Yeah, well, let's see how much more of a fight that Zoun has in him. I mean, these are two very different armies. We've got serious disruptors coming out now for Classic.
Yeah, 2 disruptors at a time for Classic.
And he's going to have this Warp Prism that's just not full of anything.
No. Maybe trying to find his way into the main base for a potential Warpin later.
Yeah, maybe try to force a recall back there or something like that. We have Classic stampeding down here to 6 o'clock.
Yeah, might be able to catch Zoun out of position and deny this base yet again. Kind of an interesting game now after Classic really blundered that advantage. Pushing towards the natural as we have a nice disruptor ball. Oh,
okay,
gets another
here we
one.
Go.
Some
He
good
needs
trades.
some closure.
These are good trades here for Classic, man. That was Zealots and 2 disruptors going down, and now he has his position here at the natural.
Dude, it's another little duel over here.
Yeah, I'm not putting my faith in anyone anymore.
Oh, I know. How ridiculous of us to ever try to call that fight earlier.
Yeah. It is looking again in Classic's favor, though. I'm liking the Zealot run buys coming in over here on the 3 o'clock base, and the disruptor shots have been in his favor so far, just barely skirting out of that one.
Well, keep in mind that there's enough disruptors now over here for Classic that he can start to keep this the opponent at bay.
And his stalker count is higher.
Yeah, so he's got a little bit more mobility.
Right, and you kind of see that Zoun, like his army supply is about even, but Classic just has the better comp. He has like Blink Stalker Disruptor. I mean, the Zealots and the Archons, they don't really add any value because they can never get close enough to take a fight because of the disruptors. And Classic now mixing in Blink DTs. We have 7 Blink DTs on the field.
We've seen everything now. And with Blink DTs, I assume we could blink on the cannon and or Nexus.
I think that's the play. It's almost like trying to snipe a planetary, you know?
Yeah, same idea where it's like, I just got to get up there and get and do the damage in time.
Classic really just controlling this area of the map, and I'm actually surprised he's going over here to the 3rd base. I thought surely would have gone to the 4th.
He needs to kill this Robo. Okay, I don't know that there's observers over there.
Yeah, that's another disruptor going down.
Okay,
Classic
he's going to snipe him.
2 more disruptors going down.
Oh, it seems like Classic might have the right amount of material to kill here. He's just played patiently enough. It's going to be Zoun back on 3 bases, Classic on 5. Going on 6, excuse me. I almost missed
players,
the bottom.
Man, we can't count that high.
We can't count, dude.
We're apes.
Now, he's going to hit this base. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah,
Classic did it. What a PvP,
oh
though.
my God, is it it? Because we just had 5 more disruptors go down. I mean, it probably still is it.
It probably still is it, man. I mean,
this game's giving me a heart attack and a half. Zoun now down to 90 supply. As he's getting a counterattack in. He is finding some damage, but back at home,
this is too much.
Losing the natural, losing the 3rd base.
There's enough bases and enough gateways the Classic can warp in to deal with this.
Did he just have that recall get canceled?
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. That's one way to
Classic
out there.
Kind of throwing a huge advantage there and then recouping in a longer than it needed to be game, but he will go on to fight GuMiho in the final match of the night.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go to that match, man. Classic's first GuMiho. What year is it?
Yeah, wow. That was something else.
That was, you know what? Props to Zoun, though, for, like,
he grinded
fighting
it
out of that. That goes to show you, like, when you're watching stuff, you're like, what is he doing? Why is he wasting his time? No, because something like that can happen. Guys, short little break. We come back. The final best of 3 of the night.